Waters of salt, Aegean floods, I Poseidon come from where the dancing Nereid twirl so gracefully. Goodwill towards this land of Troy has never left my heart. Now, it is smoldering, overthrown by the Argive spirit and ruin. The Greeks framed a wooden horse to bear within its womb hidden spears. The sacred groves are desolate, and the temples of the gods run down with blood. And King Priam lies dead below the altar of Zeus, protector of the heart. Gold and Trojan spoils are being sent to the ships of the Greeks. They wait for a fair wind to return them home after their 10 long years of war, so they can behold with joy their wives and children. I am abandoning Troy and my altars that have been worsted by the goddess Hera and by Athena, who has joined forces to destroy Troy. Where there is the curse of desolation, there is no will to honor the gods. I have heard the screams of captive maids as they by lot receive their master. But all of the Trojan women who have not been allotted are in these tents. They are set apart as the foremost leaders of the army. And with them, Helen, rightly classed as prisoner. And here is Hecuba, lying in misery, unaware that her daughter, Polyxena, has been killed in a pitiable sacrifice at Achilles' tomb. Priam, her husband, and her sons are no more. As for her daughter, Virgin Cassandra, the god Apollo left mad, Agamemnon will abandon the wish of the god and wed her by force in an unlawful marriage. Farewell, O city! Prosperous once.
Farewell, O city!
Farewell, O city! May I address the mighty god whom heaven reveres and who my own sire is very nigh in blood, laying aside our former enmity?
Thou mayst. For o'er the soul the ties of kin exert no feeble spell. Great Queen Athena.
I am come to seek thy mighty aid, to make it one with mine.
Why leapest thou from mood to mood?
Dost thou not know the insult done to me at my shrine?
Insult done!
Insult done!
Surely in the hour that Ajax dragged off Cassandra by force.
By force!
And he was neither punished nor reprimanded by the Greeks.
Yet 'twas by thy mighty aid they sacked Troy.
For which cause I would join with you and do them harm. When they are sailing home from Troy, Zeus will send his rain, fearful hail, inky tempest from the sky, and the fire of his thunderbolt.
Fire! Fire!
And if you will,
Fire.
make the sea roar with huge waves and whirlpools, and fill the bay with corpses, that the Greeks may learn to reverence my temples and respect all other gods.
It shall be so. Mount thou Olympus. Take thy father's firebolts and watch for the time when the Greek army is under full sail. A fool is he who sacks cities, temples, and tombs, the holy places of the dead. He himself will meet the destruction he has wrought.
Lift thy head, unhappy lady, from the ground to the tune of the flute's ill-omened music. This is no longer Troy, and I am no longer Troy's queen. What else but tears for my hapless lot, whose country, whose children and husbands are all lost? The Greeks came over the purple sea in their quest for the hateful Helen, wife of Menelaus. Murderess is she, and my husband Priam is mine, of my wretched state. Here I sit near the tents of Agamemnon to be led away, a poor slave woman. Ah, hapless wives, the sons of Troy! Ah, poor maidens, come and weep, for our city is now but a ruin! And I, as a mother bird, shall begin the chanting cry so different from the dance in the days of Priam.
Hecuba, what mean thy words? A pang of terror to the heart of each Trojan woman who mourns their slavish lot.
The Greek oarsmen are already setting towards their ships.
What is their intent?
Will they bear us in our sorrow away from our country?
I do not know, but I assume it means our ruin.
With trembling steps, we leave the tents of Agamemnon
To find out our fate.
To whom are we to be given as slaves?
Come, it is time for our allotment. Whose servant am I to become, I who once held royal rank in Troy?
Never let us serve Menelaus, husband of
Helen.
Helen, whose hateful hand laid waste to Troy. But mark,
Here comes a herald from the army of the Greeks.
Hecuba, thou knowest me as a messenger from the Greeks. I am Talthybius, no stranger to thee, lady. I come to bring news.
Come to me, dear women. It is what I feared I have dreaded.
The lot has decided your fate. Each warrior took his prize. You have not been allocated together.
Then tell me, whose prize is my hapless daughter Cassandra to be?
King Agamemnon hath chosen her for himself, to be his bride in this delicate union.
What? The virgin priestess Apollo, who hath sworn a vow of celibacy, never to wed.
A love for the frenzied maid has seized the king's heart. After all, it is a high honor to win a monarch's love.
And what of Polyxena, my youngest child that was taken from me? Is she still alive?
She is minister at Achilles' tomb. Her fate is one that sets her free from trouble.
Dead.
dead.
And what of the life of my son Hector and Andromache? Declare her fate.
She too was the chosen prize. Achilles' son will take her.
And I, whose hair is white with age, whose servant am I to become?
Odysseus, king of Ithaca, has taken thee to be his slave.
Weep for me,
Trojan women.
For I am fallen slave to a treacherous foe and monster. A man of trickery who transforms men into hatred of what they once loved. I am victim who was met with the unhappiest lot of all.
Thy fate thou knowest.
But for us, what masters our destiny?
With haste, bring me Cassandra, that I may place her in our captain's hands and deliver the rest of their new masters. What is the blaze of torch within? Is it a fire of the women to burn the chamber because I'm asleep? Or do they set themselves aflame in death, longing for their misery?
'Tis not that they set themselves ablaze, but my mad child Cassandra comes rushing hither wildly.
Bring the light and show its flame. I may try no gods to glow with tampers bright. King of marriage, blessest the bridegroom. Blessed am I to wed a princely lord. Dry thy tears, O mother. I honor you with this light. I give life to you, God of marriage. Come, mother mine, and join the dance. Link thy steps with mine. Now here, now there. Salute the bride on her wedding day. Holy is to dance. Come, ye maids, sing my marriage, what has been fated. I am wed. Come, ye maids, sing my marriage, what has fated. I must bed.
Royal mistress, hold the frantic maiden, lest she rush into enemy hands.
Oh, my child, how little did I do with such a marriage for thee? Give up the torch. You should not have to carry it in your frenzy. Take in this torch, and for your wedding madrigals, weep your tears instead.
Mother, see the victorious wedding garland on my head. Rejoice in my marriage to a king, for my union shall be more disastrous than Helen's. Yes, for I shall kill Agamemnon, and I shall destroy his house and wrench from my brothers and father. I shall bring down the house of Atreus. The Greeks in a hunt for Helen lost countless men because of one woman, one love affair. They died enshrouded in a foreign land. As for the Trojans, they died in their native land. They were laid to rest by duty's hands. And as for thy son, my brother Hector, he's dead and gone, but leaves his reputation as the bravest of the brave. If the Greeks had stayed home, who would have known of his courage? And as for Paris too, he married Zeus's daughter. If he had not, who would have talked of Helen? All died, nobly mother, and crowned the city with glory. Do not pity my fate, for this marriage will destroy those whom thou and I most hate.
If Apollo had not driven you mad, you would not be sending my generals forth with such ominous predictions on their way. No, you would pay for these utterances. But King Agamemnon, son of Atreus, has yielded to a passion to you, mad maid. Though I am a poor man, I would never have sought to beg you, woman. Follow me to the Greek ships, and you will come later to be brought to Odysseus.
What a clever fellow this menial. All men unite in hating the servants of kings and government. You say my mother shall come to the halls of Odysseus. Paul says she will die here. Odysseus has no knowledge of the suffering in store for him. His 10 years at Troy shall seem him as gold as compared to the next head. Before he comes to his country alone, he will encounter the savage Cyclops and Circe that turns men to swine. He will meet with shipwreck on the salt sea, and lump of lotus and the sacred cat of the sun. He shall descend to Hades alive, and when he finally rises home, he will encounter 1,000 troubles. Lead on, let me marry my bridegroom in the house of Hades, and you will be buried in the dead of night, who think so proudly of their fortune. As for me, it will fling my naked corpse into the rocky chasm in the wintry waters for wild beasts to feed on me. Hard by my husband's tomb, me the handmaid of Apollo. Tarry for my body while I am still pure, that the winds may carry them to thee. Where is the ship? Lose not time in watching for a favoring breeze as soon thou art to care from this land, one of the 3 avenging furies.
Furies.
Farewell, mother.
Furies.
Do not shed a tear. Until this while I shall join my father and my brother. Victory shall come ahead amongst the dead, when I have overthrown our destroyers, the house of Atreus.
Attendants of Hecuba, help her onto her feet. Leave me!
I was of royal blood, married into a royal house. I was the mother of a race of gallant sons. I saw my husband Priam butchered on his own hearth and my city captured. My daughters have been snatched away. Now I am to come to Greece, a slave, to watch their gate, to bake their bread. Me, Hector's mother, on the ground instead of royal bed. None of my sons and daughters have come to lift up their mother. Why then raise me up? What hope is left?
What hope is left? What hope is left?
Sing me, muse a tale of Troy, a funeral song accompanied by tears. For now, we sing the song of Troy, and how it was destroyed by the wooden horse of the Greeks. The Trojans embraced the horse as a gift. That was their ruin.
They dragged it to the stone temple of Athena, and when the darkness fell, a bloody cry rang out as the Greeks came forth from the horse, and the Trojans were slaughtered at their altars and in their beds.
Look, Hecuba, Andromaca advances hither, clasping to your throbbing breast your son, Hector's child, Astyanax.
Joy is fled. Troy is overthrown.
Come, my husband, come to me.
Thou speakest of my son who lieth in the tomb.
I am being led off as plunder with my son. The noble are to slavery brought, a bitter, bitter change. Death is a fate happier than this life.
Death and life are not the same, my child. One is annihilation, and the other keeps a place of hope.
The dead feel no sorrow and know no grief. Polyxena, thy daughter, dead at Achilles' tomb, knows nothing of her misfortunes. But I was a chaste wife in Hector's home. I abode within my home and would not admit the clever gossip women love. And ever would I keep a silent tongue and modest eye before my lord Hector. My reputation for these things hath reached the Greek army, and Achilles' son Peleus would have me for his wife. And I must serve in a house of murderers! If I set aside my love for Hector and open my heart to this new lord, I shall appear traitorous to the dead. Well, if I open my heart to him, I shall incur my master's displeasure. They say a single knife breaks down a woman's distaste for a man's bed. Nay, I do hate the woman who, when she hath lost her